Good afternoon, everyone. I'm seeing some familiar faces around. Happy to see everyone smiling. This is a wonderful opportunity for myself and Jason. I'm really looking forward to the challenge ahead. I know it's not going to be easy because there wasn't much wrong with Tranmere as we saw last year in just missing the playoffs. But I really believe in being from this area, knowing the club, knowing the support that it has from the area, knowing the relationship it has with, I won't call them my two bigger brothers across the road, but I really believe that we can do something special here. So I'm really excited about it, as we both are, and we're really looking forward to getting, stuck in and hopefully taking Tranmere back where they belong. I remember when I first came from Jamaica, and then people thought I was a Londoner, and now I've been up here although the accent hasn't changed much, I've been up here for like 20 odd years, and my children go to school around this area. It was always a club that I admired, looking at Tranmere, because I was really brought up, as much as people may remember me from Liverpool, the traditions that we had at Watford, and recognising the relationship that a club like Tranmere, a club like Watford, 90% of clubs need to have with the community. I was really impressed with the work that Tranmere actually did in the community. I know that they're a strong family club, community-based, and the work that the players do and the club has done really just reminded me of my days at Watford, which, as much as professionally Liverpool were my happiest days, my first club, Watford, really made a big impression on me. And seeing the work that Tranmere actually does, I always felt that this would have been a fantastic place to come and work. And as I said, because I am local, Jason's even more local than me, it's just been a fantastic opportunity for me to come and work here. Players is a factor, because their players have been released, and looking at the squad is quite thin. But I'm also very cognizant of the financial climate we find ourselves in. So therefore, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm actually here, because I'm fully prepared either to work with the current squad that we have, or to bring players in, knowing that we're not going to be able to afford high wages and to really sign players for money. Which is fine, because I think in this day and age, if you look at what a lot of clubs have done, either with loan signings or getting people in on free, that is the avenue we have to go down. But I think really getting a structure on board in terms of a playing structure, in terms of a philosophy, a style, a template of how we want to play, getting that down early, because I really believe if you look at football throughout all the leagues, the teams who can organise themselves, who can play in a particular style that the players understand, and have functions of positions, and getting my philosophy across the players, because there aren't any bad players, contrary to what fans may think. You have to really create an environment which the players are used to, which can bring the best out of the players, which, from my philosophical point of view, football philosophy point of view, is a very simple way of playing. So as much as, I'm talking about a philosophy and a style of play, the question may be asked as to whether I believe the players can actually do it. Now, if I was asking them to play like Real Madrid or to do things that Paul Gascoigne can do, possibly not. But in terms of the way I play and what I really took from my time with Jamaica, whereby we have players of similar quality, if you organise them and you give them clearly defined roles, without making it too complicated, you can be consistent. And I think that is what is the name of the game for 90% of the teams: consistency. Obviously, to use the Championship as an example, if it's Newcastle, then of course they're looking to win the league and go up in style. But for 90% of teams, if you're consistent, you can be successful. And I think that getting a system down that the players understand as early as possible will help that process of consistency throughout the season.
John Barnes is the person he is. He's a legend. Even in my eyes, playing at Liverpool, and when I first went there, I was a bit in awe of all the players there, like being Rush and everyone. And John, he'll put his arm around you and he brings you on, and you feel like a comfort when you join a football club. And obviously we've stayed friends for years since then, and obviously I've seen John develop in his football career, and then Jamaica, he's done fantastic. And then when the opportunity arose and he asked me to be on board with him, it was just a dream come true for me, really, sort of to get into this position and then to have a manager like John to work with as well. So it's I'm really looking forward to the challenge. Yeah.
What I would say is that this partnership that we have, and the fact that I'm here and Jason McAteer is here, it's not a situation whereby I want to be a trophy manager. I know where I am, and I am like any other League One manager. The fact that I may have played at the highest level and being the type of player I am, people may have a misconception of the type of coach I'd want to be. Very similar to I'm not similar to Glenn Hoddle, I'm not comparing myself to him, but in terms of the type of player he was, people thought that the type of manager he was would be different. And the type of manager that I insist on hard work, commitment, discipline, desire from my team. And unfortunately, in this country, we seem to think that you have to be a defensive midfield player or a hard tackling centre back to have those ethics in mind when you become a manager. They think that the so-called flair players believe that the players have to be of a certain quality or they have to play in a certain way because I happen to have been that type of a player. The type of manager I am and the type of coach I will be, and I always have been, ever since my Celtic days, is not the type of player I was. So, as much as people may look at the fact that I, and Jason said it, Liverpool and England, and now here we are, I'm not bringing any of that. That is completely out of the window. I'm here, and I'm insisting on hard work and discipline from the players. Togetherness, spirit, these are the qualities that we need in an organisation. So I'm happy for the words, and if people are thinking that John Barnes, legend, left wing, a fantastic player, Tranmere are going to be like Brazil, that's not the situation whatsoever. We insist on hard work, discipline, desire, all the qualities that Tranmere showed last year. They have that in abundance. Obviously, I'm bringing something differently in terms of my own football philosophy, but in terms of the desire and spirit and togetherness that Tranmere showed last year, and the players, because I've been here, that's exactly what I'm demanding from them this year. Well, when people talk about short term, it's interesting when you and I suppose I do the same thing. And all managers have said that where you want to be in 1 year, where you want to be in 2 years, where you see your future. Football this day and age, tomorrow never comes. And I remember when I took the Jamaica job and we talked about the Gold Cup or the World Cup qualifiers, I said the first game's important. When people talk about, for example, how many points you need to stay up, and you may think you need 38 points to stay up in any division, for example. As long as it's mathematically possible to get the 38 points, you can lose the first 20 matches. But you can still say, we need 38 points to stay up. And you forget about where the way I look at it is that we need 3 points in every game. I will not prioritise it. In fact, I will prioritise every match as the top priority. Because if you prioritise matches or situations, that puts you under a lot of pressure. If the ones you think you should win, you don't win. You're under double pressure in the matches that you feel that you could afford to drop points. So as much as you're talking about Premier League, you're talking about Championship, you're talking about the playoffs, I'm talking about the first day in pre-season, instilling my philosophy on the players, coming into the first game in pre-season, then looking to the first game in the league and taking every single game and treating it with the same respect as when I was with Jamaica. We played against Cayman in a friendly, and then we played against World Cup qualifiers against Mexico. And both games, I demand from the players the exact intensity, the exact discipline, the same desire in every single game. And then you let the cards lay where they fall. Because if you have that attitude in every single game, including pre-season matches, I'm not talking about running around kicking people, but in terms of the intensity, the desire that you actually show, then you will be consistent, and that's all I ask for the players: consistency.